95% of men are going on dates and they get ghosted right afterwards by women. In the majority of those cases when men are getting ghosted, it's because of certain things that they did on the date that caused the woman to lose attraction and not want to see him again. And that's what we're going to talk about here on this video. We're going to cover 7 deadly mistakes that men are making that make them come off like beta males and that make them come off weak to women. And that will make women just ghost them and not want to see them again and all that nasty stuff that you do not want to experience yourself. And make sure that you watch this video to the end, because I'm going to guarantee you that 99% of you guys are going to make at least 3 mistakes that are on this list. So that brings us to the first mistake that men are making on their dates, which is that they try to be a gentleman to women. Yeah, stop being a gentleman. Because being a gentleman, it turns women off. Taking her coat, taking out her chair, holding her purse, picking her up for a first date, opening the car door for her on the first date, being super nice to her. All of those behaviors, women find them disgusting. And the reason that all of these behaviors, they turn women off is because it comes off super approval seeking. Gentleman behaviors, they are a form of simping. It shows very low status, and it shows that the only thing that she had to do was show up and be pretty, and she already won, basically. On a date, you always need to let a woman win you over. You need to give her space to chase you. But when you immediately try anything you can to win her approval, it just shows that she already got you. She already knows 100% that you like her. You need to be that guy with high standards, and she needs to win all of those very nice, those very boyfriendish behaviors, those gentleman behaviors. She needs to earn them from you, and she only earns that with a lot of very good behavior. So that brings us to the second mistake that men make, which is that you're doing activity dates. It's just Homer Simpson level dumb when you are doing an activity with a woman that you never slept with, that you do not know well, because you ruin your logistics. You show boyfriend behaviors. Yeah, you show, this is how our relationship is going to be. I'm going to be taking you to an arcade and to cooking classes and all of that nonsense. Yeah, you will just come off like a low status guy, and you will come off like a guy that doesn't know how to have a proper conversation with another person. Because the real reason that you guys are doing activity dates is because you do not feel confident that you are able to have a great conversation with someone, and that you're able to flirt with her, to tease her, and to properly seduce her. You're not able to do that, and that's why you need an activity date. Activity dates, they are a boyfriend behavior, and boyfriend behaviors, they are anti-seductive to women. That's why you do not do that in the beginning. You keep that for later on when she has earned it. And that's why cocktails or coffee are always golden standard on your first few dates before you have slept with her. You can start doing activities after you've been sleeping with her consistently for at least a month, I'd say. And then after that, you can take her to dinners and to take her to an arcade and all of that nonsense. So stop with all of these activity dates. It's just totally pointless. You shoot yourself in the foot. It ruins her attraction, and you will make sure that you will have a very little success out there on your dates. So that brings us to the third mistake, which is that you try to be considerate with women. Yeah, stop being considerate with women, because being considerate, it shows that you are bowing down to womankind. You put her needs first just because she has a cooter, and you give her princess treatment just because she is pretty and for no other reason. And that is a way of simping, just like being a gentleman is a way of simping. And this being considerate nonsense, what it actually ends up meaning in reality is that she sets hoops for you to jump through. She makes demands on you, and you just go along with it just because you want to make her happy, and you want to make sure that she likes you. It's a way of approval seeking, basically. And you just come off like a desperate beta male that has absolutely no standards whatsoever in dating. And also, what happens when you try to be so considerate, and when you go along with all of her demands, and you are such a good listener, and she tells you jump, and you ask how high, basically. What happens is that you will end up in what we call an equal partnership. Equal partnerships, it basically means she calls the shots. Yeah, she dominates you. You just go along with whatever she wants just because she is a woman and for no other reason. That's basically what it means. And that ultimately kills the polarity. Yeah, that kills all of her attraction for you. And she will have no desire for you. So that brings us to the fourth mistake, which is that you are trying to be nice to her, or you are trying to play it safe. And that's basically part of your blue pill conditioning. Yeah, that you always need to do whatever you can to make a woman happy. Yeah, that you need to do whatever you can to get her to like you. Most of these men, because of their conditioning, because they get all of their dating advice from Disney movies and from the radio, they believe if I score a date, then the woman is doing me a favor by giving me a chance to talk with her, and that she gives me a little bit of attention. I should be very thankful for that. That's not how attraction works, because what women actually find attractive is the dark triad traits. Being assertive, you setting high standards, you being egotistical in many ways. Yeah, you put your own needs first, because women also put their own needs first in dating, so you should do the same thing. Yeah, you're not doing something illegal by making sure that your needs are met in the dating process first. Yeah, you should be self-interested, because that's the correct way to go about dating. So also, because the dark triad traits, they make women go wet for you, it's important that you make edgy jokes, that you do not play it safe on your dates, yeah, that you escalate on her physically, yeah, that you tease her, that you do not try to impress her, that you give her spikes of emotions, that you really try to seduce her, yeah, that you are edgy. Yeah, that you are that guy also that is assertive, that puts himself first. If you are not going to do that, yeah, what I just mentioned, then she's going to hold it against you. Because very often what will happen is that a woman will become hot for you, and then you will not lead it to the bedroom. And that what will happen? She will ghost you because you didn't pull the trigger. And that comes off very unconfident, and that turns women off. The moment that a woman is ready for it, for that bedroom fun, and to take things physical with you, and you do not make it happen, then you will never see her again. So that's why it's better that you always shoot your shots, because it's always better to get rejected and that she tells you no, because at least she's going to respect you for trying and for making a move. She's far more likely to want to see you again if you try to make a move on her and she rejects you than if you make no move at all. And also remember that the bedroom fun, it should always be your fault, and that's why always you need to plan for that bedroom fun. You need to make sure that the way that you run dates ultimately has the highest chance of leading that to the bedroom, and that's why you guys should do drinks near your place. Yeah, make sure that you have a fun vibe, and then just lead it towards your bedroom for some fun over there. So that brings us to the fifth mistake, which is that most men do not have a script on their dates. And this is a big mistake, because then you're going to run your dates like an amateur. Yeah, you're just going to go to random places, do activities. You will have absolutely no structure, and because of that, most of your dates, they're going to lead absolutely nowhere, and you will not end up in the bedroom with her, and then she will ghost you, because the bedroom fun is always your fault. And because you didn't plan for it, it shows that you don't know what you're doing. It shows inexperience, and it shows that you are not confident. And that's why you need to have a script for your first dates. Yeah, you need to be autistic. Yeah, you need to have a lot of structure. This is what we're going to do. You follow the script to the dot. You do dates near your place, one of the most important things. You have scripts. Yeah, you know what you're going to talk about with her on the first date. And you follow the process, and you make sure that you run things in a structured way, because that gives you the highest possibility of success. And you also need to realize that a woman doesn't give a fuck about you up until you have slept with her and you get her to invest in you emotionally. And that's also why you guys need to understand that love and sex and all of that beautiful stuff that you want to get into your life, all of that stuff that makes you happy, that will never just happen for you. It's not like in the Disney movies, man. This is real life. And for men, sex and love and all of that good stuff, it only comes as a result of strategy. And if you do not have a strategy, and if you do not have a funnel, and if you do not have a script on your dates, then what will happen is that you will become part of the 95% of men out there that will sleep with 5 to 7 women in their entire lifetimes. That is an absolute terrible existence. That's not what you want for yourself. Especially because these 5 to 7 women that they will sleep with in their entire lifetimes, they are not even going to be that attractive, I will promise you. So that brings us to the sixth mistake, which is that you're not giving off player vibes on your dates. Most men are doing audition for women on dates, yeah, with all of these gentleman behaviors and trying to be considerate and all of that nonsense that will make her feel revolted and disgusted by you and will make her not want to see you again. You shouldn't be a reliable boyfriend that is responsible and all of that on your first dates. You need to overcome that nice guy programming that you have been led to believe, that you need to be super kind and super nice to her on the first date. That will get her to become wet for you, because it's not. You need to use the dark triad traits. You need to be edgy. You need to tease her. You need to be bold. and also realize that you need to go for what you want. Women will totally respect it when you go for what you want on dates. So giving off player vibes on dates is crucial because women love players. They sleep with players all the time, and women find players wildly attractive because players, they have choice. Yeah, they have abundance. Players, they behave correctly. They do not put that much importance on that particular date. They are outcome independent, and they do not care that much about her in the beginning. They will only start to care about a woman when she puts in a lot of effort to win him over. And also part of giving off player vibes on dates is that dates, they are all about leading it to the bedroom. Yeah, that you are not like all of these beta males out there that are going to take women to arcades or to cooking classes, hiking, or taking her to taking out shooting pool with her and all of that nonsense. Yeah, that's all of that's unnecessary. A really good player. He had such good conversation skills. Yeah, he's so convinced of himself. He's so confident of himself. He's so arrogant that he knows that when he goes on a date with a woman, it's all over. You know, it's that's going to end in the bedroom because he knows how to charm her. He knows how to make her feel those emotions that will make her want to sleep with him. So that brings us to the 7th mistake, which is that you're showing inexperience on your dates. This will disgust women. Women find inexperienced men disgusting. This is not a romantic movie, man. Because the dorky nerds, they do not get the hot girl in the end just because he's such a good guy and he is saving puppy dogs on the weekends. And he is such a nice and responsible guy that will be good to her. That is not how things work in reality. A good man is unattractive to women. A good man is just very safe. A man that uses dark triad traits, that is bold, that is edgy. That's man that is a little bit dangerous. That is attractive to women. That guy, he can stand out from the crowd. That guy shows that he has a bunch of balls. And he shows that he is strong. He owns up to his words. Yeah, he seduces her. He goes for what he wants. And that is very attractive to women. That man that is inexperienced and that tries to be the nice guy and that tries to be the gentleman, that guy comes off weak to women because the reality is that you want to sleep with her, man. Yeah, that's why you're going on a date with her. You trying to be a gentleman and trying to be so considerate, it just shows that you are very disingenuous. Yeah, because you try to sneak into her pants because you have been conditioned that this is the way for you to get it. That guy that is not looking for her approval, that guy, he comes off genuine. Yeah, he just sets high standards. He just goes for what he wants. He puts himself first. And women respect that. That comes off strong. That comes off like, there's finally a guy that is genuine with me. Also understand that if you do not have a lot of experience, what you need to do is just dial in your funnels. Get a good dating strategy because that will eliminate all of the rookie errors. And when you eliminate all of those rookie errors and you have a structured approach to your dates and to your dating process, then in that moment you will start to come off like an experienced guy. You will come off way more experienced than guys that have had girlfriends in the past and then all of that stuff. And that's also what I help clients do. And if you are frustrated with your dating life currently and you want to start building up your experience so that you can get a great dating life, or relationship, or even you just want to date casually, it doesn't really matter for you, man. If you are frustrated and you want to get my help, feel free to book a call with me with the link in the bio. We will come up with a strategy for you to get that dating life that you've always wanted. And that's it, guys. Peace.